Really, just like that. One minute he was there, cooking and making jokes in the kitchens, like he'd always done, and the next day he was gone. And people kept assuring me all through the week following his death, which I spent on the stoop in the front of our building waiting for my dad to come home, he was never coming back. I, of course, didn't believe their assurances. Why should I? My dad not coming back? Were they nuts? Sure, he might have been dead. I got that part. But he was definitely coming back. Who was going to help me with my math homework? Who was going to wake me up early on Saturday mornings and make French toast and watch cartoons? Who was going to teach me to drive like he'd promised when I turned 16? My dad might have been dead, but I was definitely going to see him again. I saw lots of dead people on a daily basis. Why shouldn't I see my dad? It turned out I was right. Oh, my dad was dead, no doubt about that. He died of a massive coronary. My mom had his body cremated, and she put his ashes in an antique German beer tankard, you know, the kind with the lid. My dad had always really liked beer. She put the tankard on a shelf high up where the cat couldn't knock it over, and sometimes, when she didn't think I was around, I caught her talking to it. This made me feel really sad. I mean, I guess I couldn't blame her really. If I didn't know any better, I'd probably have talked to that tankard too. But that, you see, was what all those people on my block had been wrong about. My dad was dead, yeah, but I did see him again. In fact, I probably see him more now than I did when he was alive. When he was alive, he had to go to work most days. Now that he's dead, he doesn't have all that much to do. So I see him a lot. Almost too much, in fact. His favorite thing to do is suddenly materialize when I least expect it. It's kind of annoying. My dad was the one who finally explained it to me, so I guess in a way, it's a good thing he did die, since I might never have known otherwise. Actually, that isn't true. There was a tarot card reader that said something about it once. It was at a school carnival. I only went because Gina didn't want to go alone. I pretty much thought that it was a crock, but when I went along because that's what best friends do for one another. The woman, Madame Zara, psychic medium, read Gina's cards telling her exactly what she wanted to hear. Oh, you're going to be very successful, you'll be a brain surgeon, you'll marry at 30 and have 3 kids, blah, blah, blah. When she was done, I got up to go, but Gina insisted Madame Zara do a reading for me, too. You can guess what happened. Madame Zara read the cards once, looked confused, shuffled them again, and read them. Then she looked at me. You, she said, talk to the dead. This excited Gina. She went, Oh my God, really? Suze, did you hear that? You can talk to the dead. You're a psychic medium, too. Not a medium, Madame Zara said. A mediator. Gina looked crushed. A what? What's that? But I knew. I'd never known what it was called, but I knew what that was. My dad hadn't put it quite that way when he'd explained things, but I got the gist of it anyway. I'm pretty much the contact person for just about anybody who croaks, leaving things, well, untidy. Then, if I can, I clean up the mess. That's the only way I can think of how to explain it. I don't know how I get so lucky. I mean, I am normal in every other respect. Well, almost anyway. I just have this unfortunate ability to communicate with the dead. Not any dead either, only the unhappy dead. So you can see that my life has really been just a bowl of cherries these past 16 years. Imagine being haunted, literally haunted, by the dead every single minute of every single day of your life. It is not pleasant. You go down to the deli to get a soda. Oops! Dead guy on the corner. Somebody shot him. And if you could just make sure the cops get the guy who did it, he can finally rest in peace. And all you wanted was a soda. Or, if you go to the library to check out a book, oops, the ghost of some librarian comes up to you and wants you to tell her nephew how mad she is about what he did to her cats after she kicked the bucket. And those are just the folks who know why they're still sticking around. Half of them don't even have any idea why they haven't slipped off into the afterlife like they're supposed to. Which is irritating because, of course, I'm the schmuck who's supposed to help them get there. I'm the mediator. I tell you, it is not a fate I would wish on anybody. There isn't a whole lot of payoff in the mediation field. It isn't like anybody's ever going to offer me a salary or anything. Not even an hourly compensation. Just the occasional warm fuzzies you get when you do something good for somebody else. Like telling some girl who didn't get to say goodbye to her grandfather before he passed away that he really loves her, and he forgives her for that time he crashed his Eldorado. That kind of thing can warm the heart. It really can. But for the most part, it's cold pricklies all the way. Besides the hassle, constantly being pestered by folks nobody else but you can see, there's the fact that a lot of ghosts are really rude. I mean it. They are royal pains to deal with. These are generally the ones who actually want to hang around in this world instead of taking off for the next one. They probably know that based on their behavior in their most recent life, they aren't in for much of a treat in the one they've got coming.